Hi everyone, it's Mary Jo Snyder. Welcome to MJ's Shady Inkers, actually MJ's Paper Pumpkin Club private group. I have never actually started a video, I don't believe, in this group without being in my main public group and then sharing it over to this group. But I thought, you know what? You guys deserve some exclusive pampering, so you guys get first dibs on seeing all this, and then I'll share it on YouTube and then share the link on my other public Facebook group and business page. So I just wanted to come to you because I finally received my paper pumpkin in the mail. I actually had a mishap with my paper pumpkin. Hey Cheryl, Happy New Year everyone. I forgot to update my credit card information with my paper pumpkin account. You know, every now and then your credit card or your debit card expires. And if you don't go in there and change the expiration date and your credit card information, you will miss out on getting the next paper pumpkin. It's a good thing that I paid attention to orders going through in my order history. Hi, Lori. Because that is how I found out that my subscription did not get charged. So I had to quickly fix that because I had two other people dependent on my subscription because I do get a few extras using my credit card for, I buy a few extras and I disperse them because this is a kit and we are allowed to do that with paper pumpkin. So I had a couple people wanting to add on to this month's, and I was devastated when I saw that my order potentially had been canceled, but thank goodness paper pumpkin, they bill on the 10th or the 11th depending on if it falls on a weekend. And if you miss out on that billing cycle, they rebill again on the 20th, I believe. So make sure that you don't go through that. Learn from my mistakes. That happens sometimes. So be sure you're updating your credit card information with your paper pumpkin account, because that will totally mess up the sequence of getting your kit. So I made two alternate projects, which I'm going to share with you guys today. So this is going to be a mega class. Actually, I'm going to show three of the projects as the kit instructs, as you can see right here. And I'm also going to share with you two alternates, which I already actually have cut, prepped, ready to go in the mail. Wow, very productive morning this morning. So very excited. So those will be going out in the mail. I do have to confess to my team members, because my team members do benefit from getting the kits for the alternate projects. You will be getting your kits, but there is going to be -1 envelope because as you know, we are desperately awaiting the basic white products to be available, and the Whisper White products are currently unavailable and no longer orderable. So to compensate for my need of having envelopes on hand, and I'm sure because my team members have probably stockpiled stuff or have stuff on hand themselves, I have neglected to put, not neglected, I did not put an extra envelope in my team's kits, but the customers that do subscribe with me that are part of this group, please know that I did include an envelope for your alternate project, so you will be all set to use that project to mail out to friends or whatever you choose to do with it. So just a little side note, it's really difficult during these times. I need to find another provider of white paper and envelopes until Stampin' Up! Has basic white available. I'm sure there won't be too much of a lapse in time, but that is how I'm going to handle it for now. So my apologies to my team for not having those envelopes in your kit, but I'm sure you have a spare envelope to work with. So, okay, so this is the kit. These are the three projects. You get to make 4 of each project, okay? I do want to share with you that this die cut piece has 4 different designs. So although this raccoon has a heart, this bear has flowers, and these koala bears have a cupcake, you will need to, because there's not 4 of each of these, you will need to interchange them as you so choose to use what you want on your projects, because you get 3 of each, so you have just enough to make the 12 cards, okay? All right, so obviously inside your paper pumpkin kit, if you are, you're funny, Cheryl. If you are new to paper pumpkin, you know that you get the contents of your kit, enough stuff to make the projects as designed, and sometimes they throw in a few extra supplies. I do know we have a ton of extra tags with this kit. Here is a list of your kit contents. So you want to make sure that you're checking the kit contents there to make sure everything that you were supposed to get in your kit is there. And if not, if you are one of my subscribers, you can reach out to Stampin' Up! Yourself by calling the 1-800 number, or reach out to me and I'll try and assist you as well. There also are a list of coordinating colors, and in this kit it's Basic Gray, Calypso Coral, Cinnamon Cider, Daffodil Delight, Rich Razzleberry, Soft Seafoam, and White. And of course you can go, if they have links here, these are places where you can find more ideas, and these are alternate projects that they designed, and just to give you a few ideas as to what else you can do with your kit. Awesome. Glad to hear, Lori. I'm actually down to 2 packs and now 2.5. Actually 1.5. So I had to improvise a little bit. Inside here is the step-by-step instructions. And of course a ruler, so if they give you embellishments like ribbon, of course ribbon, then you can measure your ribbon with that ruler if you do not have a ruler or grid paper to utilize. So that is how the instructions are. We're going to set that aside. I am going to utilize those to kind of walk us through. They also add a couple extra flyers inside the Paper Pumpkin kit. I'm being a little detailed here because I do have some new subscribers to Paper Pumpkin that have joined into this group, so welcome and thank you for being a part of my Paper Pumpkin Club. I hope you enjoy it. And this is Let Your Creativity Blossom, Artistry Blooms product suite in the annual catalog. It kind of gives you a price for the entire suite. And I thought, wow, how cute that this flyer was in there. Let's incorporate some of that product in the alternate project. So one of those will incorporate the rainbow glimmer paper and the designer series paper as part of that suite. So I look forward to sharing that idea with you. Okay, so with that we can set aside. And of course, you get all of this amazing stuff in your kit. You get for each of the card bases, 12 envelopes, for each of the die cut pieces of these sheets and this, as well as 4 of the squares here. And I've already dug into stuff. You get 4 sheets of the tags, or 2 sheets of the tags. Plenty of tags in case you make a mistake or whatever. But you get 2 sheets of these, I believe, so you have plenty to use on your projects. Those are where you're going to stamp your sentiments. Of course, this amazing, let me grab one of the piece of paper, this awesome stamp set, which is so adorable, the bear and some flowers, some leaves. Get well soon, you are on my mind, and hooray. A lot of cute things you can do with that stamp set. And I was a little concerned because every stamp in your Paper Pumpkin kit should fit on the standard block that you get in your first kit, the size D block, and it does. The bear seemed a little bit big, but it does work for the standard block. They try to keep all of your stamps in your Paper Pumpkin kit to be able to use just the one block, because the point is to not have to purchase more items. I always take it a step further and use additional products in my alternate projects sometimes. So just so you know how to use the stamp set after your ingredients from the kit are gone. So yes, loving the bear stamp. Wait till you see what we do with that in the alternate project I got going on today. All right, so we have these cute, adorable things, and this is really cute. I'm going to pop this little koala out. We're going to use this not only on the card we're making as the kit instructs, but also in an alternate project. But you see, like the little hands, they actually pop open so they can actually hold, and we're going to do this in one of the projects, but they can actually hold onto the cupcake. That is so stinking adorable. Love that. So we're going to use that in a project. We're obviously going to use the bear. And I think the bear, let me find my instructions. Of course, you get a full sheet of dimensionals, but I've already dug into them because I use them on my alternates. So we got that on hand, and that is the only adhesive that you actually need for the kit, because they give you everything you need to make as the kit instructs. So the bear is going to hold on to, and I didn't realize the bear's arm popped out too. That'd have been good to know on my alternate, but it's all good. So the bear is holding the flowers, just like so. Oh my gosh, it's so stinking cute. Love it. Love, love, love. And the raccoon, which I'm laughing because it's bears, and then they throw in a raccoon. It's so funny. The raccoon is going to hold a heart. All right, so we have all those. And just pop him right out of there. So cute. All right, so you have the raccoon and the heart. So those are the elements, the die cuts we're going to be using for the projects as the kit instructs. I'm going to try not to go off kilter. Of course, these are the envelopes. There are times, which I will not do for this kit because I'm lacking envelopes, that people, because that designer series paper goes all the way down to the inside of that envelope, you will see that at times I will actually cut the envelopes apart and use this as designer series paper. Not going to do that this time because I really need the envelopes. So, all right, and of course we have one of these. This goes with the raccoon, so we're just kind of getting elements together, and then we'll put these projects together. The rich raspberry gold shimmery leaf piece goes with the bear, and of course the koalas are going to get this adorable circle. You could even keep these to make alternate projects. Yes, I do that at times. You can make a shaker card with this piece. If you trim that off, you could add a piece of window sheet there and use that as a shaker card on top of a card base. So that goes with the koalas. All right, so this card base will go with the raccoon. You kind of got this whole assembly line kind of thing going on. That's gonna have to use my bone folder. Grab my bone folder so I can crease these appropriately. All right, the Calypso Coral goes with the koalas. They are so stinking cute. I'm just so, this whole paper pumpkin kit makes me so happy. So happy. And then of course the soft seafoam card base with the rich raspberry and gold lines, that goes with the bear. So there you go. Did I ever tell you that I have a teddy bear? I may have. I have this teddy bear that I had since I was 4. So my teddy bear just turned 46 years old on my birthday as well. So it's funny. I still have it. It's missing an eye. It's just crazy, but it's okay. It's had a lot of love. I love my teddy bear. So whenever I see bears, I get all excited. Okay, so now that we have that, we have all the elements. We need our tags. The bear gets the round one. Raccoon gets the small rectangle, and the koalas get the big rectangle. So we have all of those, and now we can go ahead and grab our stamps. We're not going to do any assembling because I want to make sure I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. My guess is everything goes on with dimensionals because, oh, that's good to know because everybody says it's a koala bear. So I did not know that, so thank you. You get this rich raspberry ink spot in your kit as well. I save these because sometimes I give them away as prizes and sometimes I use them when I travel. So, and you can re-ink these with Stampin' Up! Re-Inker. So I'm just going to put that aside because I actually have my rich raspberry bigger ink pad. I'm going to pull in some Memento black ink for one of the sentiments, and I'm incorporating in my alternate projects the little floral punch and the ornate floral 3D embossing folder, as well as Pearl Basic Jewels. Now those items are all for alternate projects. For now, we are just going to come in with our rich raspberry, and we're going to stamp our sentiments. So I need to use my block. I always put my sentiments on my block crooked, diagonally. It's kind of easier to place a sentiment that is photopolymer when you're stamping, if you have to line it up specifically like in that gold framed tag. It is better, it's awesome to have photopolymer stamps, and yes, I have blocks for days, so I'm just going to use various blocks and just set them aside so you don't have to worry about me taking time cleaning my stamps. But it's definitely a good idea to clean your stamps after each use so that you're not cross-contaminating your ink colors. So okay, so this little guy gets, there's my instructions. We'll just bring these over here. Get well soon. I'm going to grab my rich raspberry. Another good thing to have when you are using photopolymer stamps is your Stampin' Pierce mat, which you will not find in any catalog, but I will get the item number and make sure I list it for you guys if it's something you want to have. This adds a little extra cushion because the photopolymer stamps do not have the rubber cushion or the foam cushion that the clear rubber mount stamps have. So you need to give yourself that cushion so that you're getting a good crisp clear color, like full color, because photopolymer stamps have to be seasoned. I don't know if you're aware of that. So sometimes when I first start using my photopolymer stamps, I will go ahead and stamp it on a piece of scrap, which you can't see because my camera's too high, so that I know that I'm getting a full clear image. I want to make sure it's inked up real good. And then because this is a clear stamp, I can see where I'm positioning it. So the reason I put my stamps on crooked is so that I am not lining up when I'm stamping the stamp block, because sometimes, most often, I don't normally put my stamps on straight. So if I'm lining up the base of the stamp block to the paper, there's a good chance if my stamp's not on there perfectly straight that it's going to come out crooked on my paper. So now I'm lining up the words or the stamp versus the block itself. I don't know if I've ever explained that to everybody, but that's the method to my madness. So we've stamped that one. Let's grab our circle and our Beary. Whoops, our Beary. Our bear gets "You Are on My Mind." So I haven't used this one yet. So I'm going to stamp it on my mat. See, you see how there's no cushion under there, and it hasn't been seasoned. I haven't used this stamp yet. So now I'm going to ink that back up with my Rich Razzleberry, come in on my piercing mat, just hold it down. You don't have to press hard, just hold it down for about 4 seconds, and you can count, and then go ahead and you have a perfectly stamped sentiment, nice and clear. Doesn't always work, but I try. And then we have Hooray, hopefully I'm doing this right, for the koalas. And again, this is another stamp I haven't used yet. So let's go ahead and stamp that there. Does anyone have someone they know named Ray? R-A-Y. You could totally cut that off and find another happy birthday stamp and say, "Happy birthday, Ray." Just saying. And go ahead and stamp that in the center of your banner, like so. All right, so we're good there. We can set those aside. Now we can assemble. So as I was saying about the piercing mat, they had retired this, and all of us demonstrators were very disappointed. You can see that I actually did use it for piercing paper with a very sharp piercing tool, which I still have. Used to come for that purpose. They had designs where you could just kind of poke holes and it would leave that design on your paper, almost like a stitching. But now we have all those amazing stitched framelits and dies that we don't really need to do that. But the piercing mat was retired, but they brought it back because we kind of complained quite a bit about not having it and needing it for photopolymer stamps. Another great thing that works for that is the mat, the foam mat that comes with your Stamparatus. So if you own the Stamparatus, you also can use that foam mat for that. All right, so let's go ahead and do these in order as I have them set here. And it looks as if everything is getting dimensionals because that's how it is set up. I didn't see any other adhesives in my kit, so I assume, and I read the instructions as far as what goes with what, you know, what was supposed to be in my kit. And you're going to find that you probably don't need to use as many dimensionals as I do. I am the adhesive queen, I guess. When it comes to dimensionals, I can't have enough of them. And mostly because I don't want this to collapse in the mail. So I want to make sure that I have enough on there. So that gets centered on your card front, like so. And this, so let's add a dimensional to the heart. You want to make sure you have enough dimensionals, so you don't have to go as crazy as I do, but I have a stash of dimensionals that you can find in my online store. So if you need extra dimensionals, you certainly can place an order for those. So there is my raccoon. And I am a visual learner, so I look at the pictures and I pray that I don't make mistakes. So if that is not how you like to work, then please be sure you're looking at the instructions. Usually I make my mistakes online so you can learn from them. But hopefully we're good and you're not going to have that problem. All right, and this is going to be holding a heart like so. And Get Well Soon is just going to get popped right up there. These are going to be super easy to assemble because you literally are only using dimensionals, which is so cool. But imagine all, like if you are an avid crafter or, you know, you have craft supplies at home, you can totally, especially if you have some additional Stampin' Up! Supplies, you can embellish with like gold gems and, where do you find order info for the piercing mat? I have one, but would like to share with customers. I know I've seen it before, can't remember where. Lori, I will get that information and I will post it above this video once I have the number. It was in an update way back when the annual catalog came out and they decided to bring back the mat. I believe that there is information out there still. I will locate the order number and I will get that for you and post it here for my Paper Pumpkin subscribers as well. So, and that is card number 1. That was supposed to go up here. See, I got to talking about going rogue or going, not following directions. And thankfully that didn't stick too bad. This actually goes up here, but it looked cute there. But if you have like gold embellishments and want to dress it up a little bit more, you can, but it's certainly not necessary. So that is card number 1. Card number 2, I'm going to show you some tricks with this too that I learned putting my alternates together. All right, so I got my heater going in here, so I'm just gonna step away to turn that off because my internal thermostat right now is kicking in too. Okay, sorry about that. Whew, hot flash. Don't need the added heat. Okay, so we have this piece. Bring this over so you know what I'm doing. And so if you go step by step with the instructions, obviously you're going to see that you're going to take apart all of your die cut pieces and put them in piles in a sense. Do all your stamping at once, and then you can do all of your assembling at once. So it's really super simple. And then this gets centered onto the card front here, like so. It's not perfectly centered. Usually there's not a lot of forgiveness when you have dimensionals, but I think there's kind of a glossy finish to some of this card front. You know, it's not as, yeah, you'll know when you're touching it, you'll feel a difference. All right, now the key to this. So his arm opens up to hold the flowers like so. Now flip him over and you're thinking, how am I going to keep that to stay where it is? I mean, obviously, actually, I think it's popped up, so you can add dimensionals underneath it. But another trick, if you don't want to add dimensionals, now that I see that you do use dimensionals, you would come back here and just add a dimensional right there where the two pieces meet in the back, and that will hold that in place. But he does use dimensionals on there, so you're going to grab some dimensionals, and I'm going to add them to the top portion of this floral image. And I'm going to tuck that in, grab my bear, tuck that in and adhere that where I want it, like so. So you have that, because his arm will raise good enough. That is so stinking cute. It's just too cute. All right, and then we're going to add dimensionals to the bear. So the concept of Paper Pumpkin is to have a quick and easy cards on hand. So you make your kit and then you have, it usually takes about 30 minutes. Some people like to just go ahead and sit in front of their television and do their Paper Pumpkin kits and stuff like that. So there is Mr. Bear holding flowers for a dear loved one. There's that, too stinking cute. Make sure he's not on upside down. I do that sometimes too. Our sentiment will get a few dimensionals as well. Now, because the sentiment covers up his foot. I want to make sure I'm placing dimensionals outside of his foot so that my sentiment's going to stick where I want it. And then you can just place your sentiment down. Just make sure that the sentiment is going to cover where those dimensionals are. So there's card number 2. Oh my gosh, I love these. It's so awesome when you get super excited about stuff, right? All right, these guys are stinking adorable. I cannot wait to share the alternate with you. All right, so this circle is going to get some dimensionals. So just add, I don't know, I'll put about 4 or 5 on there because that's me. It's nice to have extra adhesives on hand so people can find those, again, in my online store. So there's that. Now we've already put this together, right, like so. Now it looks like I'm going to have to add dimensionals to that too, or I can assemble it this way. I think I want to do it this way because there's not a lot of give where the hand is. Assemble it that way. Grab dimensionals. Hold your cupcake down. You see, if you put the dimensional where the crease of the 2 papers meet, I should say, like that, that's going to reinforce those sticking together, okay? So the cupcake's not going to go falling off of the card. Make sense? I know I'm using a ton. All right. Peel all those backings off. Come in and go ahead, and it looks like I probably should have not put a dimensional on his ear. So because I did, it's going to stick. So I need to come in and stick another one under there, or else peel that one off. But since it's already there, I'll just add another so that, because, and the reason I did that is because this is popped up and I put one outside of where the circle is, which I shouldn't have done. So I wanted to make sure that it was even with the rest of this image. Makes sense? So I had to double up my dimensional there. So there's that. And of course, we are going to put a few dimensionals here. It's probably easier to put your dimensionals on where you want your sentiment to go so that you're not having to use up a ton of dimensionals. I want to kind of, they should have been up a little bit further, but that's okay. So there's that. And there you go. So you have these fun 3 projects, and if you do the kit as it instructs, then you will make 4 of each of those. And of course the parts will interchange because you have gifts, flowers, cupcakes, and hearts. So there's those. And now for alternate projects. Fun times. I do use one of the bears, the koala bears in one of my alternate projects. If you find that you don't want to do that, then just use the supplies I give you in the kit for something else. You can just make it your own and just switch it up because these projects are really adorable. I have something stuck to my finger. Okay, so I need the koalas for the one project and my kit. And actually, I'm going to do this one second. Sorry, that's a teaser, because I want to introduce some stuff to you guys as well. All right, so the first one uses a Whisper White base, and some of you, your cards will fold this way, and some of you, it will be the standard fold, side-to-side fold. So don't worry, you can still make the project with the card base that you receive. It's just what I had on hand, and they were already pre-cut and ready to go. So this is where I incorporated that ornate 3D, floral 3D embossing folder. This paper is Magenta Madness, one of my favorite in colors that came out this year in the new annual catalog. This is also that Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper, if that's what they're calling it. Both sides are very pretty and it looks really great with this. And the bear, we are going to stamp on 2 different pieces of paper and do some fussy cutting. And it's really super simple. Looks a little complicated, but it's so easy. This is for someone, if you have paper, great. And if you don't have blends, then you just stamp the image on paper and you can get that two-tone without having to color with blends. So just a Nice technique. You have 2 pieces of paper that I'm sharing with you for the bear, and that is crumb cake, and this is 4.25 by 2 inches, and this is Sahara sand, which is 4.25 by 2 inches. So you have 2 of those, and of course your card base. So the first thing we want to do is grab that Get Well Soon, and we are going to stamp the sentiment. And I am using, even though in this designer series paper, the purple tone is actually Gorgeous Grape, I'm still using the rich raspberry ink that comes in your kit because it still pairs nicely. So we have Get Well Soon. We're going to stamp right in the top corner of your card base. You're going to come in with this, and this is where you're going to need alternate adhesive. I use Stamp and Seal, and you can also use Tombow glue, your Tombow liquid multi-purpose glue for this, or you can use mini glue dots and just put glue dots in each corner to adhere this to the card front. So whatever you have on hand is what you can use. If you want it to be popped up, use the dimensionals that came in your kit. So, and I didn't tell you the measurements of that paper, so my apologies. This piece of cardstock in Magenta Madness measures 4.5 by 3.5, and it went through the embossing machine. This designer series paper is 4 by 3, and I'm going to adhere that over the other kind of crooked, okay? So, and actually a little bit lower. Okay, so we have that. You just want to make sure that the corners of the paper doesn't go off the side. So it's right on the card front. So you have that. Now we're going to grab, and I'm going to see what happens when I still use the ink that comes in the kit, because on here I use Early Espresso. But if you don't have a lot of product, hi Barb, if you don't have a lot of product, then you can still use the ink that comes in the kit. So grab that adorable bear. And I'm sure it's going to look adorable no matter what color ink you have. If you choose, you can even use like a black ink pad that you might have on hand. That's one that I find that most often people have available is a black ink pad. It's always a great alternative if you don't have the color that I may have used in my project. But we're going to go ahead with the Rich Razzleberry. I think it's going to look really good actually with the designer series papers and stuff that we have going on. And I'm going to stamp both of these strips. So when you get them, you're just going to stamp both of these strips with your bear. I think he's going to look cute. Hold that on there. Hopefully I got enough ink on there. I think his nose is probably a little light. Let's do something. I'm going to just flip it over. I don't think I had enough ink on his nose, and just do it again. And it's not going to be a big deal because we're just going to cut it apart anyway. Still a little less. And we'll go with that side. Okay. Now, looks like I need to re-ink my ink pad. And then we're going to do the same thing with the crumb cake. And just stamp that bear again. Now, do you see, I'm going to show you, you see how there's ink on my stamp right there? If I were to press too hard into the foam mat, that ink would show up on my image, and I don't want that to happen. So now we have crumb cake, and we have Sahara sand for the bear. And I think I can close this for now. Okay. I have to check my fingers because I see a big splotch of ink somewhere. Okay. All right, so we have these. Now let's go ahead and build this adorable little bear. So you need a pair of paper snips. I just got to find mine. Moved everything aside. Okay. All right, in a central location, believe it or not. The crumb cake is the darker shade, so I want to cut out the entire bear for the crumb cake. And I try to leave a little bit of border, although I'm not being very successful with that right now. So, all of the Paper Pumpkin alternate project kits are going in the mail today as soon as I'm done doing this and clean up my craft room area so that when I come back, I can continue crafting. I have taken some time off, and it's been very enjoyable to just relax and kind of regroup. Been playing with some ideas in my head. I got some newsletters started, but they're not ready to go. Just kind of been doing some computer work when I'm vegging in the living room in the evenings, when I'm not having to work, I should say. So I've been doing that and just toying with some class ideas. Those of you that are my subscribers, you will be receiving catalogs in the mail, as well as a calendar of events for January, February, and a fun event in March, where I will be inviting you to with qualifying orders through the January and February celebration period. I am actually going to have a celebration for those customers that, place orders throughout the month. So more than likely, that is going to be a very fun event. And then there are team incentives for sales and recruiting for them to be a part of that celebration as well. So it's going to be a fun event, and it takes place in March. And when the catalog premieres on January 5th, those of you that place order for product of $50 or more throughout January and February, you will be able to attend that event. It is a free online class. You will get 5 make and takes. And I just cut his foot off because I was too excited about this class I'm going to be doing. You will get free make and takes, a thank you gift, and some fun stuff. We'll have games and prizes and all kinds of fun stuff for that event. So, all right, so we have cut out the entire bear, and I kind of nicked his foot there, but that's okay. Now for this bear, because he's lighter, I want his face. So I'm going to cut off, I'm cutting his head off of the body, and then I'm going to cut the belly. So be sure when you're cutting that you're not cutting too far down into the belly, because you're going to need that piece as well. And we are just going to build this bear with 2 different tones, just with paper and ink. Now, the ear, I only want the inside of the ear with this lighter color. So, and you want to make sure you're not messing up your lines and cutting those lines off. I'm kind of getting pretty close, so just be careful. My dog is at my back door. She should be going to the front door to make someone let her in. Okay. I can see her out my craft room window. All right, so let me cut that, and we're going to come around, and we are going to just keep the inside of that ear. So like so. So when you lay it on there, the inside of his ear is lighter, and the outside is darker, okay? And then you want to come in, and you want to cut the belly out to be a lighter shade. So you're just going, it's almost like paper dowels. It's so cute. And you can do so much with this bear. Hi, Ray. Sorry if I'm losing people and not checking comments. So this is one of the alternate projects for Paper Pumpkin this month. And they are going in the mail today. So you can look forward to them. And I'm sure some people are still waiting for their kits. The shipping and stuff right now is just crazy, but that is okay. I can't imagine being someone that works for the Postal Service or UPS or something like that right now, because the demand of their jobs right now is very, very intense, especially with shipments of the COVID vaccine needing to get places. And I know Stampin' Up! Is limited on 1 UPS truck every day. So because of the times that are going on right now. So you just have to be patient. It'll get there. And if it doesn't show, then make sure. It's been shipped. It's kind of hanging out somewhere. Seems like Monroe County, Rochester area seems to be holding all the mail for everybody. Christmas presents and stuff like that. All right, this is going to get adhered flush to the base of the bear, like so. And if you've cut it, pretty decent, you can still see the lines of the arms. I kind of messed up a little bit. And then this will get dimensionals, okay? So you have some dimensionals with your kit. Grab those. I'm just going to put 2 on there. Thanks, Lori. And then that gets placed just to give them a little added dimension in the face. I wish there was a way, if I had the springs where you can do a bobblehead, that'd be stinking cute. But I don't have those springs that people buy off Amazon or whatever. Probably could buy them in a hardware store or something like that too. All right, and then you get some more dimensionals. We're almost done with this card. Right here. And now the paper's crooked, but I want him to be straight. Him, her, whatever. Like so. So he's good. And then you have your little flower that's going to come in your kit that is punched with that floral punch. Small flower punch or something like that. It's in the annual catalog. And I don't know if there's an item number anywhere on these. But it is in towards the back of the book where all the punches are. And I just punched that out with the rainbow glimmer paper. I'm going to grab another dimensional, which fits perfectly in the center. And it just goes right there in his hands. And your pearls, which I ran out because of the bigger ones. So I'm just going to come in with another. This is what you would use that is going to be in your kit. I think there's one kit that may have gotten an alternate, which is one of these pieces, because I am really low on inventory myself. So the person that gets one of these, it works too. So anything to kind of fill in. I know I can't do that with my fingernails. I don't know why I was thinking I could. Anything to just kind of give it a little added. It's pretty too. So you have a pearl or you have one of those. What are these called? Iridescent? No. Frosted and clear epoxy droplets. And those are in the annual catalog as well. So there's that. And now the other alternate project that you will have a kit to do that I'm super excited about. Let me clear off some of this mess. Grab my garbage. All right. I wonder why those are always all over the house, because I don't clean them up when I'm supposed to. Okay, the next project, I'm so excited because it's using some new product in the Celebration brochure, which I cannot show you the inside of the brochure. I also had catalog mailings. You can make a little paper spring. Oh, I need to learn how to do that. So the Celebration so this is a mini January to June catalog for those that are not demonstrators, that are my team members that are not familiar. And this is a Celebration brochure with qualifying orders of $50 in any of the catalogs, or even in the clearance rack. If you buy $50 of stuff on clearance, starting January 5th, you'll get something free from here. You also can make, if you purchase $100, there are items in here that are free with a $100 purchase. And one of them is this bundle, the Beary Blessings bundle. Okay, we're using the Beary Comforting, Beary Comforting Paper Pumpkin Kit. And now I'm going to incorporate the Beary Blessings bundle that you can get free with a $100 order if you choose it from the Celebration brochure. So that is amazing. Not to mention there is a bundle of a stamp set and punch, a strawberry builder punch, in the new mini catalog that coordinates with this amazingly. Just some added information there. And if you want to walk through this paper, some of it's cut up because I used it on your projects. So we have these beautiful strawberries, and the back side is green. We have this beautiful paper. Reminds me of that gingham Bath & Body Works product. It would look great with that, with blueberries. And this is part of a piece of paper that this is all I have left because I gave you guys some strawberries. And it's got that kind of picnicky tablecloth kind of look. And the strawberries. And this, to me, they are raspberries or black raspberries or blackberries. I'm sorry, I live in wine country. They are grapes. They will be grapes on my projects because that's what they look like to me. I know this is a berry sweet, and of course that looks beautiful. And let's see, we got some more. think there's one other sheet, 2 other sheets. That is the strawberry seeds, so like the strawberry skin. And then some more strawberries on the back. Very pretty. And we have some leaves and raspberries, red raspberries. So very pretty paper. A lot of fun stuff to do with it. And you can only get it if you order it for one of your free items by purchasing $100 worth of product. So it's kind of a teaser, but it's so well worth getting. Okay, so this is the card we're making. How stinking adorable is that? I love it. And of course, I'm incorporating a stamp set that is not part of the kit. I'm incorporating the paper and the stamp set for that bundle of product that you can get for free with Celebration with a qualifying order. And I'm incorporating the koalas and a Whisper White note card, and you get an envelope as well. So for that kit, this is what you're going to get in your kit. You'll get the envelope, and you will get your note card and all of these pieces, okay? And of course, you're going to use the tag from your kit and the koalas if you decide to do that. If you choose not to, that's okay too. Just use the elements on something and post a picture here so I can see what you made with it. It'll be great. Okay. All right. So the first thing we want to do is grab the tag that I need from my kit. And I used the bigger tag to fit the sentiment. Now, mind you, you can use the sentiments. Obviously, you can use the sentiments in your stamp set. You can make that get well soon. Any of those, hooray, any of those stamps. So I just wanted to share with you this bundle because it's so amazing. All right, so I'm going to grab my block. Wishing you the very best. Wishing you the very best. And I chose to stamp it because these are different colors. They don't necessarily coordinate with the rich raspberry ink that comes in the kit, but if you choose to use that, that's fine too. I'm just going to stamp in some Memento black ink because a lot of people, if you don't have a lot of inks to go with, you can always use a black ink pad. So again, I want to come in with my piercing mat and stamp this. Make sure I got enough ink on there and go ahead and stamp that in the center of my tag. Now these, again, obviously this is a photopolymer stamp set, so you can stamp that and we are good there. All done stamping, put that aside, and we can build this card. So what you're going to want, get some stuff out of the way. You do need dimensionals. You also are going to need some alternate adhesive. So first thing I want to do is layer my strawberry piece to the top. Sorry, I got a couple stray pieces of paper up there that are fraying. Okay, so I will use my Stampin' Seal and just run some adhesive on there. Paper is directional, so you want to make sure that you are putting it on the way the direction is of the paper. So first come in with your strawberries or your fruit paper, and then you want to add this. Actually, you want to add this towards the bottom. So this goes on next. Oh, thank you. I'm thinking that those koalas would make a nice bridge fold. Oh, yes. Bridge fold card. Yes, that would be pretty. Right across the front of it, right? So hopefully, if I put that where I need to, looks like there's a little bit of space there. I should have raised those up a little bit. So when you get your kit, learn from me, put on one of either your bottom or top designer series paper, add this, and then lay this, the next piece of paper next to it so that you're positioning it where it needs to be. But that's okay. No biggie. I'm just going to lay that in there like so. And then we're going to fussy cut our strawberry. When you guys get your strawberries, you're going to see that there's extra stuff there. There's some flowers, some leaves. I did that on purpose because I had to cut a full 12 by 12 piece of paper to give you each strawberries. So I didn't want to waste the flowers and the leaves, so I kind of gave you a little extra paper so that you could maybe embellish a little bit more if you wanted to, if you decided to not use your koalas. So hopefully you have enough of a piece of paper to get some some use out of it to compensate if you don't use your koalas. But I'm going to fussy cut this out, and then I'm going to show you what to do with the koala bears when I'm done, because you do have to shorten it, so you have to cut them apart, and it still works. So because this is a note card and not a standard envelope or a standard size card. Okay. All right, so we have that. Let me grab my koalas. As you see, if we left them the way they were, they would extend out past the card and it wouldn't fit in the envelope. So that's not what we want to do. So you don't want to cut their hands. You actually just want to cut maybe 1/8 of an inch past their little hands, paws, whatever, like that. And you can discard that piece. And then we just want to hold that strawberry. I have that guy tucked a little bit behind, and then I have this one kind of resting on it. Okay, so that's going to work, right? You might need to raise the strawberry up some so I can get my koalas a little bit closer. So you just need to mess with it with your card in front of you, because you want to make sure that it's not hanging over the edge. And if I straightened him up some, I probably would not have such of an issue. So there, we're good. Keep them assembled, bring it down to your table or your work area, and then make sure you adhere them together with a dimensional. Really simple. Just add a few more dimensionals. I think that one's off the edge. Okay. And I'm just going to add one more to the strawberry. Right there. Just will keep everything in place where I want it when I put it to the card front. All right, so again, just want to make sure we're good to go. And I need to bring the strawberry over. I need to bring him down a little. And it looks like we're good now. Okay, so they're hugging the strawberry. And we're going to add this sentiment piece with whatever sentiment you choose. You can even use stamps that are in your stash if you want something to say different. Actually, that is adhered flush to the card front. This one I'm going to pop up with dimensionals, because that's what the kit gives you. So there you go. There's card number 2. So those are your alternates. These 2 are your alternates. So you get one each of those in your kit in the mail to mimic those projects. And these are the cards as the kit instructs. So I really hope that you enjoy your December kit. If and when you get it, I'm sure you'll get it. Thank you all for tuning in. And for those that are catching the replay, I'm hoping you really enjoy these projects and this kit. And again, I will post pictures of the finished projects so that if people just want to look at the pictures and not have to rewatch the video, that's fine too. As soon as I have a moment to take the photos and get them uploaded. And I will add this to YouTube for the world to see, so it is available for everybody, but you guys got the first sneak peek. So, all right, many blessings to all of you for a very, very happy new year. Let's just pray for a better 2021, and for some sunshine, good health, and positive stuff going on in the future. So, all right, I will see you all again soon. Have a great day. Bye.